Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'll lead you step by step through the ABRSM Theory Grades. We're now going to have a look at the last paper, Paper S, of 2016 past papers. There are loads of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. They're available in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. Everything that you need to understand for these grades can be found within these documents. You can also find a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials. So if you want to revisit some topics and do some revision, I work through every step of the music theory in practice workbooks through those video tutorials. You can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam, and it's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam as you're revising and working up to taking the exam, and also how to best make use of the time when you're actually taking the paper, sitting in the exam room. So if you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there for you. If you can give me a like, that'd be fab, that'd be encouraging to me, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. This might be the last of these papers, but there's loads more to come. And then grab yourself a sharp pencil. I use a mechanical pencil just to keep it sharp. You need an eraser and a ruler, and then we're all ready to go. So if you turn with me in your booklet to page 13, we're ready to go. I always suggest that you try these papers on your own first of all. You'll learn much more thoroughly that way. Even if you make mistakes, it's okay to learn by your mistakes. And so now I'm hoping that you've had a go and we'll work through them together to check those answers through. So question 1 asks us to add a time signature to each of these 5 melodies. So we're going to have 5 separate time signatures. So don't get confused and think they all run into each other. So the first thing we need to decide is what is our bottom number. So looking at this first one, we've got to decide, are we counting in eighth notes, quaver beats, or minim beats, half notes, or crotchet beats? And so I would suggest, we can see this falls into crotchets or quarter notes. This first bar is quite helpful straight away, and we can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 crotchet beats, so 4 over 4 I think is the best answer for that one. Now this next one, we can see at a glance that we've got dotted rests, and if you look carefully you can see we're in groups of 3 the way that's grouped. So we're going to be counting in compound time, which is over 8, and so we need to decide how many quaver beats or eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's quite a big bar. We've got 4 groups of 3, which is 12, 8, and that would be the correct answer for that. The next one, we need to decide what we're counting in, and I think this is the best, most easiest bar to look at a glance. And we've got everything beamed together here. If it was in crotchet beats or quarter notes, we could only really have a group of 4 semiquavers or 16th notes, and the fact that we've got 6 tells us that we're perhaps in 3/8 where everything's beamed together. And if we just check that, you can see there's 1 eighth note or quaver beat, there's another, and we can see that we've got 3 eighths or 3 quaver beats per bar there. So that's that one. Let's have a look at the next one. And so I think this second bar tells us straight away that we're in groups of 3. We're in 2 groups of 3. We're in duple compound, which is 6, 8. And if we're counting in eighths or quaver beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 confirms that. 6, 8. Okay, last one. And at a glance, I would suggest it's pretty obvious straight away that we're counting in minim beats or half notes. So our bottom note is 2, and we just need to decide how many of those. And so we can either see easily here that we've got 1, 2, and then the same equivalent again, 3 minim beats or 3 half notes per bar. If the rest confuses you, you can see here this divides 1, 2, 3 over 2 there. So this first bar is also an easy one. That divides 1, 2, and those two make a third, so 3 over 2. There we go. Let's continue. Now question 2 no longer appears on your new exam papers, so from 2018 onwards the revised theory exam will not have this complete a 4-bar rhythm in the papers any longer, and so we're just going to skip that and move ahead to the next question. So question 3, let's see what that one says. So transpose up an octave using the treble clef as shown. Now I always find that middle C is a good anchor point. We're in bass clef at the moment and we've got to go to treble clef an octave higher. So at the moment there's middle C, and we're playing at the moment here the C below, an octave below. And so if we transpose up an octave, we're going actually straight to middle C. So in the treble clef, middle C is here. And so that's our starting point. And so from there on in, we can just sort of work out the intervals and keep referring back to this middle C as a reference point. So we're going up 4 to F, back to the C, which is now middle C, down a third, so we'll need another ledger line to the A, back to the C, which is middle C, back up a fourth to the F where we were before, up a third to the A, back down a third to the F. Now we're going up 1, 3, a fifth, 1, 3, 5, and so let's just double check. This at the moment here is middle C, and so an octave higher is this C here, so we know we're correct. Same note again, dot that, drop down back to where we started, which in our case will be middle C. We've gone right back to where we started, same again, next door in step, and again next door in step. And just to double check, you can see we should be back where we were here and here, so we know we're correct. Keep on going in step, step, and then we finally get back to the middle C, and then down a third like we did here. And so that's now correct. So we just need to add the stems. The stems of course need to change because we've got to decide if we're below the middle line now. So the stems will go up. Perhaps that could be a bit longer. This one however is above the middle line, so that comes down and then back up again, beaming as usual. And there, that's that complete. Fab, let's carry on to the next question. So we've got some intervals to describe here. Describe each of these melodic intervals. They're melodic intervals because they come one after each other as if in a melody. And we need to give the type as well as the number. The keys are named, and in each case the lower note is the key note. We're always counting from the bottom note up. And so even if perhaps you feel like you might go astray describing the type, if you count the number accurately, you know straight away that you've got half marks. And so here from A flat, we've gone 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, from A flat to A flat, so we know that that's an octave. And octaves are perfect because they're the same in both the major and the minor key, so that's a perfect octave. Here we're starting from F sharp and we're going 1, 3, 5, so that's a fifth. And again, fifths are perfect. Fourths, fifths and octaves are perfect. Next one, so we're counting from C, 1, 3, 5, 6. So we know that it's a 6. That's half the mark straight away. Now we need to bear in mind the key signature. We've gone from C to A flat. Now that's part of the minor scale. C major, for it to be a major interval, it would be an A natural, because C major has no flats in it, and so it must be described as a minor sixth because of the A flat taking effect. Next one, and so now we're going from B up a third to D, 1, 2, 3, so it's a third. And we need to decide, is it a major third or a minor third? Now B minor would have a D natural in it because B minor has got F sharps and C sharps. B major we would expect to have a D sharp because B major has F, C, G, D sharps, A sharps. So it's got to be part of the minor scale, and so we describe that as a minor third. Okay, so here we got a G, and we're counting 1, 3, 5, 7, so we know that it's a seventh. And then don't forget that this F is actually an F sharp, which is part of G major scale. It's a major interval. Major intervals are bigger than minor intervals, so that sharp takes it up. That's another way of thinking about it, but it's part of the major scale, and so you know it's a major interval. There we go, and that will score you full points for that question also. We'll look at the next question in the next video. I hope that's been helpful to you. If you can give me a like, that'd be great, and please subscribe to keep updated. There's loads more to come. Please do go to sharonbill.com and look at all the information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.